Hey everyone, and welcome back.
Ready for another deep dive.
Always.
Today, we're going to be tackling something that's, well, it's really important for pretty much all of your financial health.
Hmm.
Yeah. Your credit score.
Yeah.
We check social media all the time, right?
Ah.
But
Yeah.
how often do we check our credit reports?
Good point. Not as often as we should.
Probably not as often. And that's what we want, that's what we're hoping to change after today. Because a good credit score it can really open a lot of doors, like better loans
Yeah.
and lower interest rates, even easier apartment rentals.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, let's jump in.
Let's do it.
So a lot of people think of a credit score as just like a number,
Right.
but it's actually a super powerful tool.
It is like a financial resume almost.
Yeah,
It tells lenders, landlords, even some employers how reliable you are with money.
Okay, so let's break this down a little.
Right.
What exactly is a credit score?
Basically, it's a three-digit number, usually ranges from 300 to 850.
Okay.
And it represents your creditworthiness.
Okay.
Higher the number, the better your credit history, and the more likely you are to repay borrowed money.
So it's kind of like a grade for how well you handle your money.
Yeah, exactly. And just like good grades can get you into a good college, a good credit score, well, it can help you qualify for better loan terms and interest rates.
That makes sense.
So, okay, tell me more about why I should even care about my credit score.
Well, so imagine you're, applying for a mortgage. A difference of even just 1% in your interest rate could save you tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan.
Whoa, okay.
That's huge for your budget.
Yeah, that really puts it into perspective.
Right.
So, good score saves money, but what else?
Well, it's not just about saving money on loans. A good credit score can make it easier to, rent an apartment, get approved for a credit card, even land certain jobs.
So it's really like a key that unlocks all these financial opportunities.
Exactly. And the good news is you can improve your credit score.
Okay.
It's just about understanding the factors that go into it.
Okay. So what are those secret ingredients of a good credit score?
So there's 5 main factors.
Okay.
Most important one is your payment history.
Okay.
Paying bills on time, consistently, that shows lenders that you're reliable and responsible.
Okay. So setting up those automatic payments and reminders is crucial.
Very crucial.
Gotcha. So what's next? What's the next factor?
So your credit utilization ratio.
Eh.
This is how much of your available credit you're actually using.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it like a gas tank. You don't want to be running near empty, but you also don't want to be maxing it out every time.
Yeah.
Try to keep it below 30%.
Okay.
So for example, if you have a credit card with, a $10,000 limit, you ideally want to keep that balance under $3,000.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a helpful image.
What else? What else should we be thinking about?
Well, the length of your credit history is really important too.
The longer you've been managing credit, responsibly, of course, the better
Okay.
lenders, they like to see a track record.
So it's about establishing that history
It is
of responsible borrowing.
over time.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. What about applying for new credit? Does that affect my score?
Yes.
Yeah.
So each time you apply for a loan, a credit card,
Mm-hmm.
it can result in what's called a hard inquiry on your credit report,
Okay.
and that can temporarily lower your score.
Gotcha.
So it's best to just be mindful, how often you're applying for new credit, and only do it when you actually need it.
So no applying for every credit card offer that comes in the mail.
Exactly.
Okay. Got it. So
Okay.
what's the last piece of the puzzle here?
Well, the mix of credit types you have can also impact your score.
Okay.
So having a variety of accounts, credit cards, loans, maybe even a mortgage, shows lenders that you can handle different types of debt responsibly.
It's just like diversifying your credit portfolio.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so we've covered the 5 main factors. Now let's talk about what we can actually do to improve our scores. Where do we even start?
Well, a great first step is to check your credit report regularly.
Okay.
You're entitled to a free copy from each of the major credit bureaus annually.
Okay.
So that's a really good thing to take advantage of. It lets you catch any errors and dispute them, which
Okay.
can really have a positive impact on your score.
It's like finding hidden treasure
Yes.
in your financial records.
Okay, what else can we do?
Prioritize those on-time bill payments.
Okay.
Reminders, auto pay, whatever it takes to avoid late fees and negative marks on your credit report.
So consistency is key.
Absolutely.
Late payments are definitely something we want to avoid.
For sure.
Now, what about those, credit card balances?
So paying down credit card debt, it's crucial not only for your budget, but also your credit score.
Okay.
Even small reductions in your utilization ratio, that can
Mhm.
make a difference. So chip away at that debt strategically.
So it's not just about paying the minimum each month.
No,
No.
that's, you got to be more proactive.
Yeah, we gotta be chipping away at that balance to keep our credit utilization in check.
That's right.
Got it. And what about opening new credit accounts? Is that always like a bad idea?
Not necessarily, but it's important to be strategic about it.
Okay.
Applying for too many new accounts in a short period of time can actually hurt your score.
Because of those hard inquiries we talked about, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so quality over quantity. Gotcha. Okay, I'm feeling like much more informed about the the building blocks of a good score. Now, how do we connect all this back to effective budgeting? How does knowing my credit score actually help me manage my money better?
Well, knowing your score can really help you make more informed financial decisions.
Okay.
For example, if you're thinking about buying a house or a car, knowing your score will give you a better idea of what kind of interest rates you might qualify for.
So it's like having a roadmap for your financial journey.
Right.
So you can like anticipate those bumps in the road and make
Hmm.
better decisions.
Absolutely.
But how does it fit into like my actual budget?
So if you know that, you need to improve your score
Hmm.
before applying for, say, a loan,
Okay.
you can prioritize paying down debt and building good credit habits.
Okay, so it's all coming together.
Like understanding my credit score helps me budget more effectively
Hmm.
because it allows me to plan for those big financial goals.
You got it.
It's like having a secret weapon for financial success.
That's a great way to put it.
This has been so insightful. Before we move on to part 2 of our deep dive,
Okay.
which is going to focus more on budgeting strategies, I
Yeah.
want to address a question that I think a lot of our listeners probably have.
Okay.
All right, so welcome back.
In part one, we really dug into like what a credit score is and why it's so important, for your overall financial health.
Right.
So now let's actually like get into the nitty-gritty, how to integrate that knowledge into your budget.
Let's do it. Time to put that credit score knowledge to work.
Exactly. It's one thing to like know your score,
Mm-hmm.
but how do we use that information to like actually create a budget that helps us reach our financial goals?
Well, I think it starts with just being mindful of how your credit score affects your borrowing power.
Okay.
For example, let's say you want to buy a house in a few years.
Okay.
If you know your credit score needs some work, well, you can prioritize improving it now to get the best mortgage rates when the time comes.
So it's about being like proactive
It is.
and strategic with our finances, not just reacting to whatever, life throws our way.
Absolutely. Knowing your credit score and understanding what it all means allows you to make more informed decisions about your budget and your goals.
Yeah.
It's like having a financial game plan
Mm-hmm.
helps you stay on track and avoid those costly surprises.
Okay, I'm on board with the proactive approach.
But where do we begin? What are some concrete steps we can take to make sure that our budget is working in harmony with our credit score goals?
So first and foremost, on-time bill payments.
Okay.
Got to make that your top priority.
Okay.
Remember, your payment history, it's the biggest factor in your score.
Yeah.
Set those reminders, use auto pay, build a system that ensures you never miss a due date.
That makes total sense. Late payments are like little cracks in our credit foundation, so we want to avoid those.
Exactly, at all costs.
What else? What else should we be focusing on?
All right, so next up, let's talk about credit cards.
Okay.
They can be a great tool for building credit, of course, but they can also be a slippery slope if
Mhm.
you're not, careful. The key is to be strategic
Okay.
about your credit card use.
Okay. I'm all ears.
Yeah.
Tell me more about using credit cards wisely.
It goes back to that credit utilization ratio.
Okay.
Remember from part one.
Right.
We want to keep it below 30%. This means paying down balances regularly, avoiding maxing out your cards.
So it's not just about paying the minimum each month.
No. Got to be more proactive than that.
We got to be actively chipping away at that balance to keep our credit utilization, in check.
That's right.
Okay, got it. On-time payments and strategic credit card use. That's two major pieces of the puzzle.
Mm.
What other budget moves can we make to support, a healthy credit score?
Building an emergency fund is absolutely crucial. Having a financial cushion, it helps you avoid relying on those credit cards for, unexpected expenses,
Hmm.
which can keep your utilization low and prevent you from, falling into debt.
That's a really good point.
It's like having a safety net
It
for
is?
your finances. It
Yeah,
takes away that, like, temptation to reach for a credit card when something unexpected comes up.
exactly. It's all about having that peace of mind, knowing that you can handle those bumps in the road without, totally derailing your credit score progress.
Okay, I'm seeing how all these pieces fit together.
On-time bill payments, strategic credit card use,
Yeah.
and building an emergency fund, those are all essential for a healthy credit score
Absolutely.
and a solid budget.
That's right. It's all about being mindful of how, like, all of your financial decisions impact your score
Right.
and using that knowledge to create a budget that works for you.
Now, before we move on to part 3, where we're going to delve into some like more advanced credit strategies
Okay.
and answer some more listener questions, I want to touch on something that I think can be a hurdle for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
the emotional side of budgeting,
Oh, yeah,
because it can be really easy to get discouraged
it can.
or overwhelmed, when you're trying to make changes to your habits.
Yeah, I completely agree. Budgeting can be as much about mindset
Yeah.
as it is about numbers. It's
Yeah.
important to remember it's a journey,
Totally.
not a destination.
Yeah.
There will be bumps in the road, but don't let those setbacks derail your progress.
So it's about being kind to ourselves.
Yes.
Acknowledging that we're all like works in progress.
Absolutely. Celebrate the small victories,
Yeah.
like making an extra payment on your credit card or sticking to your budget for the whole month. And don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
Yeah.
There are resources out there, like financial advisors or credit counselors who can give you guidance and support
That's such an important reminder. It's okay to lean on others.
when we're trying to, like, make positive changes.
It is. It's all about building healthy habits and creating a sustainable approach
Mm-hmm.
to managing your finances, really.
This has been so helpful. We've covered, like, some crucial strategies for, integrating credit awareness into our budgets,
Mhm.
from prioritizing those on-time payments to building an emergency fund, even acknowledging, like, the emotional side of budgeting.
Right. It's all about empowering yourself with the knowledge and taking those, actionable steps toward a brighter financial future.
I like that. Now, are you ready to dive into some advanced strategies?
Yes, I am.
And answer some more of those burning credit questions?
Let's do it. Let's wrap up this deep dive with some insightful tips and tricks to help you, master your credit score and budget like a pro.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, understanding those basics of credit scores to practical tips, like how to actually incorporate them into your budget.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
It has.
And now, well, we're ready to tackle some of those more advanced questions you might have as you continue on your path.
Yeah, I think a lot of people wonder, like, how long does it actually take to improve a credit score? Is this a quick fix?
Hmm.
Or, more of a long-term process?
It's definitely more of a marathon than a sprint.
Okay.
Building good credit, it takes time,
Mm-hmm.
consistent effort. There's no like magic wand to wave away negative marks overnight.
Yeah.
But with patience, the right strategies, you can definitely see significant improvements.
So it's about playing the long game
It is.
and focusing on those positive habits.
Exactly. And remember, everyone's credit journey is unique.
Mm-hmm.
How long it takes to see those improvements? Well, it depends on, your starting score, any negative marks, how diligently you're applying those credit building strategies we talked about.
Right. It's like training for a marathon.
Yes.
Some people might be starting at a different, fitness level,
Right.
but everyone can benefit from a consistent training plan.
Absolutely. Love that analogy.
Yeah.
Now, let's
Yeah.
address another common question.
Yeah.
Those credit repair companies,
Okay.
the ones that promise to erase negative marks from your report,
Oh, yeah.
are they legit or a little too good to be true?
Yeah. Those ads can be tempting,
They can.
especially if you're feeling, like, frustrated with
No.
your score.
I get it. It's important to be cautious.
Okay.
Credit repair companies, they can't do anything that you can't do yourself.
Okay.
They can't legally remove accurate negative info from your credit report.
Okay.
What they can do is help you dispute errors,
Yeah.
negotiate with creditors on your behalf.
So it's more about, like, assistance and guidance
Yep.
rather than, some magical solution.
That's right. If you're considering using a credit repair company, I would say, Do your research,
Yeah.
read reviews, understand the fees involved.
Mm.
In many cases, you can get those same results just by taking those actions yourself.
It's always smart to be an informed consumer, especially when it comes to, our finances.
Yes.
Okay, as we're wrapping up, what's like the most important takeaway you want our listeners to remember about, credit scores and budgeting?
I would say the key takeaway is this. Your credit score, it's a reflection of your financial habits.
Okay.
It's not just some, like, random number.
Right.
It's a powerful indicator of how you manage your money.
So we actually have a lot of control
We do.
over this seemingly mysterious number.
Exactly. By making conscious choices
Hmm.
about, your spending, saving, borrowing, well, you directly influence that credit score.
Yeah.
And by understanding how it impacts your financial options,
Yeah.
you can create a budget that helps you achieve those goals.
It's empowering
It is.
to realize that we actually have the power to shape, like, our own financial futures.
Absolutely. It's not about being perfect.
Right.
It's about progress.
Yeah.
Every step you take toward, building good credit, creating a solid budget,
Mm-hmm.
it brings you closer to greater financial freedom and security.
It's a journey,
Yes.
not a destination.
Well said. And don't forget, you're not alone in this.
Mhm.
There are resources available to
And
help you
that.
every step of the way.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate to reach out to financial advisors, credit counseling agencies, even trusted friends and family.
Yeah, it's like having a financial support system
It is.
to cheer you on and help you stay on track. Well, on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive
We have
into mastering credit scores.
for effective budgeting.
It's been a pleasure exploring this with you.
We hope you've, gained some valuable insights and you feel equipped to take control
Yes.
of your credit and budget with confidence.
Remember, knowledge is power.
By understanding your credit score and, integrating it into your budgeting practices,
Mhm.
you open up a world of possibilities.
So go out there and make those credit scores work for you. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.
And keep diving deep into the world of